Now just 2 days away from the greatest sport on the planet, college football. Nebraska, Illinois kick off the season, the earliest Big Ten Conference game by date all time. August 28th also marks the earliest season opener for Illinois in its long 132-year program history. The Illini also welcome in a new head coach, Bret Bielema, who spent the last 2 seasons with the New York Giants and returns to the Big Ten for the first time since 2012, where he had Rose Bowl success with the Wisconsin Badgers. And Bret Bielema joins us now as his era now just kicks off in 2 days. And, Coach, I've said this to a number of people. It just feels right having you back in the Big Ten and coaching Big Ten football. How does it feel for you to be back?
Well, thank you, Matt. It does feel awesome. Obviously, since I took the job in late December to where we are today, time has flown by, but to finally get here to game week and to be on Thursday and about 48 hours to get ourselves ready is very exciting.
And another sign that the kickoff is getting close. I understand you had your first coaches show last night at Papa Del's in Champaign. How was that, getting back out to a coaches show?
It was awesome, because of obviously different COVID restrictions around everywhere we've been. There'd been some transition time where we just haven't been able to be in the community. And as a head coach, to get out amongst our fans, get around our fan base, to see live people in person, it was awesome to get out there and shake some hands. Had a couple players join me as well, so good to have our players interact with the fan base as well.
There's no slow start to you guys. You get a conference game this weekend right out of the gate. What will be the biggest indication Saturday when we're watching against Nebraska that the Illini are now a Bret Bielema coach team?
Well, I would like for the things that we've seen during practice to be the same things we see on the field Saturday, right? So we talk a lot about a tough, smart, dependable team, teams that don't beat themselves, right? We want to be able to play ahead of the chains offensively, play physical on defense, and capitalize on big moments. So hopefully the things we've been preaching to our guys are the things that show up on Saturday.
You walked into a pretty good situation, an experienced situation. 20 of 25 listed seniors from a year ago returned this season. I'm curious, what was your recruiting pitch to them to stay when they could have gone somewhere else?
Matt, great question. I actually was able to catch their last game of the year. I was working for the Giants. They picked me up. I flew to the Penn State game, watched them compete, flew back to Jersey, picked up my wife and my 2 daughters, and we flew here to Champaign. And in that first team meeting, I just stood in front of them. I said basically one thing. Listen, I'm standing here as the newest member of your family, right? I'm here for the first time. I'm new to this room. Because of COVID, I'm extending an opportunity for everybody that's in this room to come back, right? I'm not going to look at any film. I don't care about what you've done. I don't care what your GPA or how many plays you played or if you're an All-American or a fifth-string center. I want you to come back and be a part of this. And that kind of catapulted us to the highest number of super seniors in the country to be back. We have over 40 seniors overall, and I think people that have been through a little bit usually have a lot to prove, so I'm excited to see this group this weekend.
So you talk about that number and the highest amount of super seniors, and that term's going to be heard widely throughout college football this year. It's players who got that extra year of eligibility because of COVID. What did that do for you, the head coach, when you saw immediately all those guys wanted to come play with you?
Matt, it was something that I knew where we were going. I just didn't know how good it was going to feel. Some of these O-linemen, especially Palcho, Doug Kramer, and Badarian Lowe, three offensive linemen who I think are really good players, have a chance to play beyond college football. They were one of the first to come back, and then everybody else just kind of added to it. Tony Adams, Owen Carney, Jake Hansen eventually on defense. A lot of guys that maybe have been on the outside looking in, and then you saw a lot of seniors, the guys who would be in the normal senior class. They stepped it up as well because they know this is their opportunity for something special. I think as men, we're defined moments by adversity more than we are by moments of success. And I think these guys have seen this as an opportunity to maybe change the path of what they've seen here and hopefully take it to a better direction.
And as for your success, you coached at Wisconsin. You took the Badgers to 3 consecutive Rose Bowls. You've seen what that journey is like for your players to get to that point. What's it going to take for Illinois to get there?
I think Illinois has to be Illinois. I've obviously been at Wisconsin, been at Iowa as a player. In this league, I've been a player, I've been an assistant coach, I've been a coordinator, and I've been a head coach, and I've won a Big Ten championship at every level of that, right? So none of that has taken place here at Illinois, but I am from Illinois, right? So one of the things I've learned in 51 years on this earth is successful organizations represent the place of where they're from. So we need to represent Champaign-Urbana. We need to represent our fan base. We need to represent our alumni. We need to represent anybody that wants to support the University of Illinois and the people of Illinois. We have Chicago, downstate, Southern Illinois. We want to represent what everybody loves about Illinois on Saturdays, and that will hopefully get us to a point that everybody's really happy to be around our program in the future.
You know what? And when you dig in, there's a great history of college football there at Illinois. And Coach, look, you can give speeches and pep talks all you want, and that's all great, well and good. But maybe the one that matters most will come from your two adorable girls. So give me the wise toddler advice they've bestowed upon you this week as your first game's about to kick off.
Well, the day I took the job, I was got them out of bed, and my oldest, Briella, at the time she was just about 3 and 3.5, and I taught her the ILL, and she would go INI, and she thinks that's like the greatest thing ever. And now my at the time, my 2-year-old has turned into a 3-year-old, or a 1-year-old turned into a 2-year-old, and she can actually do the INI part as well. Sometimes she reverses the order, so we got a little work there. But I think they're excited to see game day just like everybody else in Champaign, and to kick off the college football season here at Memorial Stadium in college football here in Champaign is truly an awesome experience. Can't wait for it.
All right, so last time we talked SEC Media Days when you were in Arkansas, I was complimenting your suit and tie, and you said, Matt, my wife dresses me. Is that still the case? Is Jen still getting y'all buttoned up for game day?
She is, but I just literally walked off the practice field. I think we're going to actually go with hotel uniforms, players and coaches. We got a little Illini walk through the Grange Grove, so not as detailed as we used to be, but the effort is still there, I promise you.
I tell you what, man, it is good to see you back in the Big Ten. I cannot wait for this weekend, Illinois, Nebraska, 1 p.m. Eastern this Saturday, rather. Coach, thank you so much for making time. Good luck the rest of the way at Illinois.
Thank you, Matt. I appreciate it. ILL.
And they are a part of our big slate this weekend.
You were supposed to say INI.
Oh, it was.
Feed you up.
INI.
Okay, great.
See, even the toddlers are better at that than me.